Okay, I'm live now. Okay, let me share link. There's a lot of settings there. Where is those? Okay, guys. So I'm just starting. I am waiting just for more, people join. So we are almost there. So okay. So let me share the link. Hope I'm audible to everyone. And the today's session, I'm talking about the Zscaler architecture part 2, right? So let me see. Okay, I'm live right now. And just I'm verifying from my mobile whether I'm audible or not. For the Zscaler architecture part 2, right? So let me see. Okay, I'm live right now. And just I'm verifying from my mobile whether I'm audible or not. Architecture part 2, right? Okay, so thank you all for joining. So the today's session we are talking about the Zscaler, as I mentioned at architecture part 2, and this is the follow-up series. I will complete Zia full, from basic to advanced. So whoever want to learn that, so I want to request you everyone subscribe our channel. So for more such videos, also I will request you to whoever the suppose after every live session you can ping your email id in the comment, so I will drop the document of the class. Okay. So, and also if somebody is want to connect with me or maybe require the guidance or maybe furthermore, so what you need to do, guys? Okay, great, thank you guys, you are responding great. So then what I will do, I will, I will suggest you can ping on the WhatsApp, you can visit our website www.techclick.in, right? So let me share my screen and thank you guys. I'm able to see your comments. Thank you Arpit for putting a comment. So let me go back to my screen and if you guys have any question, I'm looking your chats. Okay, so you also share the whoever the want to interested to learn Zscaler, because this is the one which I'm covering from basic to advanced. So I suppose anyone have a zero knowledge of Zscaler, so that goes for you. Okay, and ideally this will be one of the very premium course, so which I will giving you the free without any charge, right? Okay, so I will tell you what where we are, last time, and then I will start from that. So I was discuss about the yesterday about the CA. What is the CA in Zscaler? CA is the just I can say is the central authority, which is the nervous system of Zscaler, which hold the information about the user ID, department, location, right? Policies, location details, so everything should be held by CA. So if I'm comparing that CA with the firewall, right? So the panorama or 40 manager is the one good example. So you can push the configuration from that basically, and and once you put any policy through 40 manager or panorama, it not mean that Panorama actually intercept your data. The data intercept will be happen on the gateway, which firewall you are basically putting on the user location, right? So, and then we discuss about data plane in the Zscaler, that called as a public service edge, right? Ideally in, let me write down as well. So, CA, first one is the CA, which is the central authority. Second one is the Zscaler public service edge, right? So this is the second. Third one is the actually nano logs, NSS, which used to store the logs. So whatever the transaction happen, whether your connection is allow or drop, it will be stored somewhere for later further analysis. So that is the static plane. So I talk about the control plane. If you are comparing with the firewall, this is the data plane, and this is the static plane which actually store the logs, right? We'll cover this yesterday class. Now I'm come on the new, from last I left. So I will tell you exactly how, as a user, there's a diagram is there. I will let me bring diagram in front of you and I will cover from that. And hope everyone, watching this. And guys, latency may be little bit when I'm speaking and it will go live, it will be little bit vary the latency, so don't worry. Keep, guys, 1 second, one more part. I think, let me bring myself in here, right? And one more thing, where I am basically. Okay, so currently sharing. So come back to our class. Okay, and okay, so hope my screen is visible to everyone. Could you confirm, guys? Whole screen is looking like empty black screen. Okay, give me 1 second. Uh, okay, now I think it's good. Okay, so guys, I will tell you how the traffic flow will be happen, right? So let me sit like that so that at least camera capture my head, right? Okay, so guys, whatever I'm telling you, so let you understand, right? So this is the control plane, right? So this is the visible, okay, 1 second, let me select my pencil. Okay, so this is the control plane. Control plane is basically, this is the user means you are not an end user. I'm talking about you are the Zscaler administrator, right? So as a Zscaler administrator, maybe again I'm giving the same example. Let me tell you guys what I'm telling you, so it will maybe make sense to everyone. So 1 second. Okay, if you can see what actually what example here is, okay. So you are the network administrator or Zscaler administrator and your company location is Pune. So ideally you can directly log in on the Mumbai data center of Zscaler. So for you or for your company, the central authority is the Mumbai data center, right? So data center of Mumbai is the central authority. Rest of all data center all over globe for Zscaler, those are for you as a Zscaler public services. Okay. Again, Zscaler also give you some redundancy so that maybe CA should be in three locations like Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi. So you can see this is the India, right? Suppose my company belongs to this Pune, so of course I will connect to the Mumbai data center. So this data center for me is the CA, okay? And rest of all data center, if you go here all over globe, these all data center is the just Zscaler public services, like in your firewall is the gateway, okay? So same thing here, if you can see here, right, the control plane, you as a Zscaler administrator, you are putting some policies. Suppose you are blocking the facebook.com, right? When you are blocking facebook.com here, ideally what will be happen, this facebook.com should be sync this policy in all over globe, including US, Israel, China, Russia, Germany, London, right? Including all over globe. So there all over globe is the basically the control plane, that is called as Zscaler's public services. But where you are pushing the policy as a network administrator for you, that called a central authority. Okay. So hope it clear, guys. So whatever the management part or configuration part you are doing, it will called as a Zscaler central authority. Rest of all who actually intercept the traffic, they called as a Zscaler public services, right? So this is the nervous system policies, real-time threat update happening on the CA itself, right? So again, and guys, when data is syncing, or I can say the policy is syncing between the CA to the Zscaler public services, which I can say all over globe, Zscaler not actually sync the actual data. So this question asked maybe sometime by interviewer. So you know, when you are your CA is syncing data, suppose you are updating new policy and blocking or allowing some website, and that actually website should be sync all over globe, right? In that case, what happened? Actually, the data should be synced to, instead of use the exact RD, it will use that, you can see here, the user RD, location RD, this one. Let me draw the line here. Okay, see a unique ID of each company, location and user. It will actually sync based on the binary ID, because Zscaler makes sure that when your data is syncing from CA to the Zscaler public services, if somebody is trying to capture something, the data should not actual data. So it will look like binary format. Suppose my email ID is ramdikshit@test.com, right? So if somebody is trying to, a Zscaler CA sync data, the user RAM I allow facebook.com on the CA. So how this data is sync? This data sync, instead of RAM, it will look like 10101, and then it will send that data to the Zscaler public services, and Zscaler public services will be identify the policy against this. So there is two benefit of that. First is actually your actual identity is not exposed on that during synchronization. Second thing, because Zscaler is actually onboarded multiple customers. So every time Zscaler bind your RD, company ID, location ID with the unique ID, so that it also not, don't worry. Suppose you are, belongs to different company and you put the filter, you got data from different company, right? So Zscaler follow that. A data plane, I told you, right? You are the CA. This is your Mumbai location, right? As I told, this is the Mumbai location. You put the policy called Facebook block. You block the Facebook. Now what will be happen? This Facebook block link will be sync on the, suppose in Delhi data center, in US data center, in UK data center. Basically what happened, there is a three option, but you can see it happen in all over globe. So once it sync, so some user is belongs to suppose in the same location, maybe someone Pune also, that those users, so it will go by directly via this Zscaler service edge. Zscaler service edge and SIA on the same location, so it will intercept by Mumbai data center. But suppose user is actually accessing Facebook from the US, and they are actually, because you block the Facebook and that policy is sync on the US itself through CA. So now this user is actually, that connection is dropping by this US data center of Zscaler, and that called as a Zscaler public service edge. So let me recap, guys. Hope I'm not too much fast. If I'm explaining more fast, you can just put on the comment. Okay, so I will slow myself. So let me recap. CA is the central authority where Zscaler administrator put some policies, as I given the example, to block the Facebook, right? And once Facebook block, right, so that data will be sync, or that policy will be sync there all over globe. So how it sync? It will use the user ID, company ID, location ID instead of actual ID, and then it will be sync. So once that particular, suppose user trying to access that particular website which you are blocking, and that because Zscaler already aware about that what you are actually trying to access, because that CA is already sync that data to their all Zscaler public service edge. So this will be intercept the data and block that traffic. And there is two benefit. One benefit, that actually this user because belongs to US, so one benefit is your traffic is intercept within country or within area. So this user never face latency. Even your company policies already pushes on this data center. Second thing, ideally what happen in legacy parameter, this user need to connect with the VPN on the Pune, and then when he trying to access facebook.com, the Facebook first go on this data center, after that it will go to the internet. And because this user belongs to US, so the latency between US to the Mumbai data center is too much, right? So that's the reason Zscaler capture the huge market, right? And guys, I will just telling you, whoever the watching that video, Zscaler in 2024, they acquire one firewall company called AirGap. So guys, I will tell you honestly, whoever not learning this Zscaler, it is very important, because now companies are, Zscaler provides the full solution. So even if somebody is using the firewall, a lot of my known one, actually most of the companies are still now start using air gap instead of checkpoint, FortiGate, and Palo Alto is good one, but still these all other firewall is very difficult, even you cannot survive. So I recommended everyone should start learning, at least because of these AI all is coming very frequently. So Zscaler still stand. I will promise you at least next 10 year. After that, I will not guarantee. But if you increase your knowledge, because Zscaler is the one skill. Based on that, you will be, because I will tell you what happened honestly in the market. So suppose you are going for a network security, so the expectation from the interviewer or companies are, at least the two firewall, maybe Palo Alto, FortiGate, and also the load balancer, maybe F5 or Citrix or Netscaler, so any one of that. But Zscaler is the single tool. So when you good on that, so that single tool will be help you out to full, you can change your job, whether you are working as a network data, network security, or any other profile. So if you learn the Zscaler, that single skill will help you out to change your job and move into the cloud security, because Zscaler stands themselves as a solution, right? Cloud based security, right? And most of the companies have a dedicated Zscaler team. They are building their new structure of the support and all. And I will tell you honestly, guys, this is something very important. Because I treated you guys are my close to me, so I will tell you actually there is not good resource available in the market for Zscaler honestly. Okay, so if you do little bit hard and you quickly get the good opportunity. If you hardly work on yourself in the next 2 months, I will guarantee you will change your career into and move into the security. Okay. Okay, come to back to our topic. Okay, so you can see this is the data plane, right? Okay, so Zscaler actually public service edge is the basically higher speed inspection and policy enforcement devices, because these are the one which actually intercept your data. Because CA is the just part to configure the configuration. The actual intercept traffic by the your Zscaler public service edge, right? Which all over globe near to user location, right? Okay, guys, I will just adding one more thing, because I want everyone understand whatever I'm explaining. So, the people are asking that question. Suppose user working from home and user have a ZCC client connector in their laptop. Okay, basically client connector I will cover you later, but for now you just understand this is one of the software which you need to install on individual machine, like your global product any connect, right? This is same way like your ZCC is like client connector. So the question interviewer asks, so once user open their laptop and connected their machine with the internet, so how Zscaler identify the nearest data center to for user location? How basically it will identify the nearest data center of Zscaler, which user need to connect, right? So once you complete this, full course, I will tell you everything, okay, including interview questions. So when I say interview question, I will answer this question when during ZCC class. For now, you just note down that, okay. I will tell you, most of the questions basically. Okay, and now come to guys static plane. I told you, right? Data plane, control plane, and static plane. So static plane basically you push the Facebook block here. Facebook block will be sync here, and when user is trying to access Facebook from US, it will be blocked. That's okay, but you need to track down that, right? Suppose you want to later after 1 day, so suppose you come to office in next day and you want to understand at the in the morning time what user trying to access facebook.com in US location. So you require that log should be stored somewhere, right? Because that policy is blocking, that's okay, but you need to track down that, maybe for later troubleshooting perspective, maybe for your audit perspective, right? So that part will be taken by static plane. And static plane, how it work basically, you can see the gen whatever the logs are. Suppose this user be accessing Facebook, it will be block logs here. These user, this is also block log. The all logs will be sent on Zscaler public services to the log router. Interviewer asked this question, what is the log router? Log router basically take it your all logs from the multiple service edge and send to your interested location. Suppose, because maybe I told you earlier, right? My company is belongs to uh, Pune, right? So I want to store my logs into the Mumbai data center of Zscaler. So I can select Mumbai. Second, maybe I select Delhi. Third, maybe I select Hyderabad. Basically, I want to, all logs should be, hold on the India only. You can put it like that, but still Zscaler give you the one next option, because ideally Zscaler give you the option for 6 months you can hold the logs. For 6 months you can hold the logs. Zscaler itself holds the logs. After 6 months, Zscaler automatically delete those logs and storing your new logs. Basically it is kind of cycle. Once any complete the 6 month, it automatically delete and new logs are coming. So also, Zscaler saying if you still want to send your logs to your SIM tool, Splunk, IBM QRadar, or Sentinel, Zscaler saying I have an option called Nano Log Streaming Service (NSS). This also interviewer asked this question: what is the NSS? So NSS is the Nano Log Streaming. The use of NSS is actually you can transfer your logs to the your company SIM tool. So this is the one which you install in your company network, and you can send that logs to your SOC team. So they will later, maybe whatever time you want to store those logs, you can store, right? Guys, this is the Zscaler architecture. I think everyone enjoying that class, and I need, guys, could you tell me, whoever the watching this video, I want to see in the comment. Could you put some good comment? Then I will come on. Let me see. I am watching myself in mobile as well, because sometime audio is missing or something like that. So okay, let me see. Okay, so let me move to the next topic, and the next topic is, okay, I think these need to add one more thing. So when you are doing 3000, 30,000 connection per second from each of these devices, B also generated, B means Zscaler saying, not me, okay? So Zscaler 30,000 log every second storing in their data center. So if you want to see what happened in the cloud overview, so this is very good website, guys. I honestly tell you, whenever because we as a operation engineer always visit on that website. I will tell you 5 reasons why you need to visit, okay? So if you are really work on Zscaler, and so you should be visit on that website. So this will tell you the all over globe the status of Zscaler data center, like what happens. So you can see per second transaction happen in Zscaler this much, too much. Policies enforcement per second this much, and total blocked by Zscaler this much. So this is the daily data happening. You can see the status. You also, if you visit on trust.gscaler.com, and suppose you are facing any challenges, so, or I will tell you, suppose your user is complaining maybe on Mumbai data center, maybe next to Mumbai, your user is complaining, my website is slow. So some, always not a issue on your side. Instead of you directly visited on that website trust.gscaler.com, because Zscaler connected, their connectivity all over globe. So sometime what happen, any fiber cut, or because Zscaler also their submarine, their connection is going by undersea. So sometimes submarine will be having some cuts under the sea, or some fiber cut, or there's multiple issue. So you can visit on that website called this trust.zscaler.com, and when you click on incident, so when you click on incident, so Zscaler actually tell you what happening all over globe, and if that particular issue match with the your location or your issue which you are looking, then you can wait for that, because that issue with the Zscaler, so you can wait till that issue resolve, or you can open ticket with the Zscaler and ask for ETA, right? You can see outbound DLP email delivery failure via Zscaler SMTP IP, and this is right now is remedied, and this is one of the major issue. You can see, oh interesting, you can see Mumbai is there, right? So performance degradation in Mumbai data center Bob 6. And if you want to see the more detail what happened, the customer whole traffic was primarily traversed in Mumbai data center may be experiencing intermittent performance degradation. You can see, even if you are still troubleshooting, the problem not with you, right? So the problem with the Zscaler data center, right? So you can go through it, and it's very good, very good website to troubleshoot, right? Let me go back, guys, on next topic. Okay, how it happened, you can see this is very good, it break down all connection. So you are here, you guys are the Zscaler administrator here, you are the admin, and you logged in on, where you logged in, basically on through admin portal on this CA, okay? And once you log in on that, you block the facebook.com. You can see, guys, this is very interesting, right? you block facebook.com here for all users. Now because you actually done the configuration on CA, and now the CA work is actually this configuration. Facebook block should be sync on all data center of all over globe. You can see this is the maybe this is suppose in US data center, and here is maybe on China data center, and this sync instead of using the actual actual user ID like your username, email ID, like that, it will be sync instead of user ID and company ID. It means it is binary based actually RD. If somebody trying to hack that for those is that is the meaningless. The reason being that because I mentioned that it will value should be like if my email ID is ram.dixit@test.com. If your username is like that, then what next? Then when Zscaler is syncing that configuration from CA to the Zscaler public services, it will use 10101 like that. I'm just telling you random data. It is just an example. It is not exact data. Okay, but it is look like that. So even if somebody is compromised that data, for them is that meaningless, right? Because it's a binary based string. Okay, then you can see little more detail for login and reporting. Zscaler natively offer reporting architecture. Okay, central authority only communicate with the Zscaler public services using company ID and user ID, and which is the binary string, right? You can see binary string. This is the completely meaningless if any device put the CA itself. Okay, this is good, right? For security reason also good, right? And this is how the reporting happen. And guys, the interesting part, you done some configuration, log in on that, put Facebook block, this will sync on Zscaler services, and here is the user trying to access facebook.com, it will be blocked. Now the now the you know now the system come, how this Facebook block will be actually basically this log should be sent to the Zscaler nano logs, right? So how it's sent, it will also use not a exact log, because if somebody is capture your data here, they will see what connection coming from, what source, what destination, what URL, what cloud application user trying to access. So Zscaler also, when Zscaler sending this data from Zscaler public services to the Zscaler, you are talking about the static plan, right? From nano logs, it is used the what use traffic ID. Traffic ID again is the meaningless if somebody is capture something, and the data is always use the RD instead of the actual value to hide your actual identity. If somebody is captured, that for them that is the meaningless. This is very deeper point, guys. You only get it these option these points when you are taking training or learning deeply on Zscaler, right? Okay, you can see this is using the traffic ID, right, instead of actual IP. Okay, now guys, this is the interesting part, single scan multi action. So this happen, where it happened, this happened on the Zscaler public services, which is the firewall, right? Which is not a CA, which is the firewall. So single scan multi action, if I'm talking about the SP3 process, so this is the single parallel processing, like your Palo Alto having that concept. So Zscaler also use that. Instead of sending data parallelly, serially, Zscaler using the parallel method. I will tell you. First, you need to understand how the legacy devices are working. So this is suppose a blue code device. Okay, how the blue code, how, or basically this is suppose Trend Micro, right? How this data actually flow happen. So you are the user, you are trying to access anything. You suppose you are trying to access any website, www.test.com. So this is the example of the legacy devices. This is not a Zscaler one. Okay, I will tell you later the Zscaler. So once data reach to the, this is the suppose trend micro as I mentioned. So data once reach to the ingress interface of the device. So first maybe it will check the URL database, and in that it will take a 1 second of the time. I'm just telling you as an example. Okay. So then it will check the antivirus. Here it will take a 1 second of the time. Then it will check sandboxing. Here it will take a 1 second. Then it will come to the DLP, and here also it will take a 1 second. So when data entering to the ingress interface and reaching to the egress interface, it will take 4 second of the time. So when data, I'm just telling you example guys, maybe this is millisecond and all, but when it will be multiple user having that, then it will create a latency, right? Or use the higher resource utilization. So you can see in the 4 second packet actually reaching coming from ingress to egress. So in that means if you are the single user, it's okay. Suppose you have 1 lakh user and you having that kind of thing, so it will create a huge latency, right? So Zscaler come with the solutions saying, hey guys, don't worry, I have something else for you. So you are not the one, right? I will tell you what Zscaler having actually option. So interviewer also ask that question, multi single scan multi action. Okay, this was the legacy device. Now you can see how the Zscaler work. You can see this one. This is the Zscaler one. Okay, so how Zscaler is saying, okay, same URL which you're trying to access. Suppose this is the Zscaler and this is the ingress interface of Zscaler. So once packet reach to the Zscaler instead of looking one by one, it will send that packet to their all planes, data planes, right? So it will look up directly the antivirus, URL filtering, botnet, cross-site scripting, DLP and DCC and much more. All their inspection engine data sent at the same time. So in the single 1 second, data is sent to their all planes, and based on the result within 1 second, it will calculate that result, and based on that, if traffic block, it will drop traffic, if allow traffic pass via Zscaler. So you can see how it will be faster than the legacy device. So this is what actually your Palo Alto is also promising, right? Palo Alto have option called SP3 and Zscaler called a single scan multi-action option, right? Let me a little bit drag down this one to theory part. Okay, so Zscaler architecture is different. When packet come in and get placed into the massive shared memory, and 64-bit of the BERT, so every processor can address address the entire memory. Now this allow all CPU to run this parallelly, each one with the dedicated function. Example, one CPU handle the dedicated using proxy and NAT, one CPU handle the URL filtering, one CPU handling the cloud application, sandboxing, DLP, right? Like that. So it basically create the IP stack and IP information that change the source IP and redoes all checksum, and then the packet is ready to be sent. At the same time, the AB engine, URL filtering, cloud application, all engines send that data to same time, and rest of them is scanning through the packet and calculating their own result. Means whether it's a block or allow, right? It will calculate the result and come, I can say this is a basically final result, whether traffic is passing or allowing, passing or dropping. Based on that, it will be decide what I can do. Once the result ready, we cross check against the user policy, and if decide it is block or allow, right? So guys, it is make sense. Because all engines are running in parallel, as I mentioned that, right? And it make a very fast for us to able to compute the result what need to be done. There's two other things that very interesting in this architecture. All of those engines are the running regardless of your policy, regardless of your subscription. So even if you have not just a URL filtering, all engine run all your content, and you will be actually we see in your reporting. So what it's saying is actually, so when traffic reaching, suppose you are accessing the cloud application. At cloud application basically is the prioritize over the URL filtering called cascade method, right? So if in you are accessing application, the data or the engines, the data should be sent at that packet to their all engines, even not require the URL filtering, still it will check the URL filtering based on the all output of the all engine. It will be come calculate that, and based on that it will check against a user policy. If user is allow for that, it will allow the packet or drop. Okay, you can see here, let me tell you something more. Okay, so guys, you can see web security traffic flow, how it happen. You are here, you are the, you means you are not a Zscaler administrator. I'm talking about you are the user. You are trying to access here, then you can see first what happen, authentication happen. Once you open the laptop, the first thing will be happen, your ZCC will be asking to put the username and password. So once you authenticate, okay, so you now, because Zscaler identify who you are, so once you identify, Zscaler redirect whatever URL you are trying to access, suppose google.com. Now the request is coming here, and it will identify here like whether that URL is allow for you. If allow, these are the all engines happening the same time. If it allow, it will be allow the traffic, and it will be mention that the connection ID, request data, and server send a connection. If it's blocked, it will be drop here itself and send result to the user that your connection is drop or something not reachable like that. Okay, I think somebody asked the question, how many type of deployment method in Zscaler? Deployment I cover, guys. Deployment I cover. The question somebody asked, what is the forwarding method, right? So deployment method and forwarding method actually is the same, honestly. Okay, because you maybe use the ZRE tunnel or IPsec tunnel, that is also use the part of the for traffic forwarding, right? If you are using ZCC, that is also part of one of the traffic forwarding method. Or you, if you are using the pack file, that is also manipulate your traffic, part of forwarding method. Or you can use the proxy chain, which is also part of traffic forwarding. So that look like same, which I already cover. And let me tell you guys next topic. Okay, I think if we are good, traffic forwarding I already cover this one. Okay, so guys, the authentication method I will cover tomorrow. So Gia, what I cover the basic architecture of Zscaler. I cover the basically the deployment method of Zscaler. I cover the forward traffic forwarding method in Zscaler. I cover the basic, the how proxy work. Now next topic I will cover the authentication. So this is a, I think third or fourth class. So you can follow me, and let me bring myself on full screen. One second, guys. Okay, and let me off this. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching this video, and hope you enjoyed. I will give you more suggestions. I will put some interview question answer as well after that class. And if you really want to know about more into Zscaler, you maybe visit our website www.techclick.in. There's, if you want to connect, you can ping on WhatsApp, so I will help you out. And still, if you have question, you can drop me comment. I will also uh, help you out, try to respond your comment. Not only that, if you want to take it that PDF document and all to whatever I'm presenting in the screen, so you again you will put your email ID on that, or you just put it something like I'm interested, so I will send those. So thank you.